Yeah, we lit.
Peace, peace, Dr. Bass. Peace, everyone. Good to be with y'all again. Wait. Okay, yeah. Peace, Dr. Bass, everyone. Glad to be here with y'all again. And yeah, be very grateful to the spiritual team, True Self, and yeah, the whole 9 yards for allowing us the opportunity to do this live. Yeah, Dr. Bass, it's a part three because, bro, humanity, man. It is a very interesting, sometimes lovely, but overall very flawed and stupid thing. And like, just let the people know, Dr. Bass, based off of your own experiences, like why we should move beyond humanity and why it makes no sense to even be attached to this damn physical existence because that's what our ancients been telling us from way back. Dr. Bass?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with pretty much humanity, like got me all type of messed up at this joint because like it's really like this is not even all home and whatnot. So like when you really even think about it, if you really think about it, if this is not all home, humanity is not even all like family or friends or like really not it really just entities just walking by us, you know what I'm saying? So it's like at this point you connect more with your spirit guides and whatnot than these people because these people don't even really know what you're really going through because they don't have that higher perspective either. So it's like at this point, uh, man, forget about humanity because it's like when it comes down to it, it's like all you got is yourself, to be honest.
Like, bro, I'm telling you. And you really stop and think about it, just like you said, right? If on a regular, and I remember reading C.W. Leadbeater's book, The Astral Plane. Yeah, The Astral Plane, where he speaks about how on a regular basis, each and every day, I'm talking about my brother, we always coming into contact with spiritual beings and different forms of energy and whatnot. Like, it really perplexes me when I stop and think about it. How could we possibly think, knowing that we've had our own personal experiences, our own epiphanies, our own revelations and awakenings, if you will. Um, how is it that we could possibly, in our right mind, think that this is who we are? Like, this is, bro, like the frustration, especially with a elevating consciousness, to continue to read books based off of our metaphysical sciences and our knowledge and all of our practices and whatnot, our history and all that good stuff. Like, how could one possibly think that this is reality? Bro, they tell us that there are certain places that we're not even capable of going because of reasons, and that makes no goddamn sense. Because if I'm a free being, if I'm so-called free, I should have the liberty to literally go or choose to go wherever it is I want to, right? So already right there, that's a major red flag. And not just that too, but the more you really think about how many hardships, how many heartaches you had to endure with those that are closest to you. Because shout out to Dr. Mumbi, like, forget so-called Babylon and forget the people who we come across who aren't even part of our inner circle and whatnot. Like, these people, you could literally just get up and say, man, fuck it. I don't need to. I don't need to continue to work at this job. I don't need to continue to put up with these stupid motherfuckers. Like, for real, my brother, it just ain't worth it. We could easily abandon them. But bro, when it comes to the individuals who we grew up with within this realm, and I'm going to get on that. I'm going to let Dr. Mumbi speak for herself. Or I'm gonna share that video so that we could definitely get on that, my brother. But bro, the fact that the people we grew up with, who are supposed to want the best for us, who are supposed to want us to elevate and literally achieve great things and whatnot, you're telling me these are the very motherfuckers that are our biggest roadblocks, our biggest stumbling blocks, our biggest like fortresses that are standing in the way? Like, Dr. Bass, please let the people know what it is based off of your own experiences. I mean, maybe that might not be the case for each and every one of us to a great degree, but Dr. Bass, let the people know what it is, my brother.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like you can easily like just like say like F like random people who you like work with or just like not really come in contact as much. But like the people closest to you is like they like behind closed doors, some of these people just want your own demise. You get what I'm saying? Because they either like jealous of your light, jealous because you're so like authentic self and whatnot. They're really just haters, but the your haters is really your biggest supporters. So that's why they always be looking on your page. That's why they always be, you know what I'm saying, stalking your Instagram, stalking your,
That's a
you
good
know.
one, Dr. Bass. That's a good one there, my brother. Your haters are your biggest fans. That is, if that's not truthful, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, definitely. That's like with like that glass analogy, right? Like we got like a whole bunch of snakes in the glass, so that's why we just have to cut our own glass and just like really put up boundaries of like those other people and whatnot because there's like a lot of people who's doing like, black magic on like truthful and righteous people just because they can't be with them or they blot that other person, so they trying to make sure that you don't receive love or don't receive something like. But at this point, like we're just too protected, so it's like whatever they try to put on us, guess what, is coming right back 10 times harder. So you know what I'm saying, just like keep letting go of like no people who no longer serve you out.
Which includes our very own bloodkin. And that is just the truth of it all because, hey, it's the people who are closest to you. I mean, Bob Marley even sang about it. Uh, only a friend, only, he sang about it already. Only a friend knows your secrets, so only he can reveal it. I mean, some random person you just come across, or even say a coworker, or these people who you come across with on a daily basis, they just don't know you well enough. They just don't know you deep enough to really hurt you. It's just, yeah, you spend however many hours with them during the day, and after that, that's it. Like, yeah, these people just don't know you on a deep level, but the motherfuckers you grew up with on a what since you came into this freaking incarnation or what have you, and yeah, my brother, these are the people. They'll look to freaking destroy you in any and every way they can, especially when you're talking about past lifetime experiences, our past incarnations, based off of whatever it is we may or may not have done to these individuals. Because shout out to Dr. Mumbi, she calls them keepers. Like, these are the individuals who follow us from past lifetimes to really just try screw us over in our current incarnation because of, I don't know, some karmic debt or some nonsense like that. Hey, you know how it is, my brother. There's some deep cosmic stuff where you and I, when it comes to you and I, we don't talk about that kindergarten play school nonsense. We on that deep esoteric stuff, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet, my brother. This is just the tip of the iceberg, my brother. So many deep downloads and knowledge and information that is readily available to us. But again, niggas don't like to read. Niggas don't like to put their eyes on a book. Niggas like to put their eyes on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stupid shit. And like you said, my brother, use this stuff to literally achieve what you got to achieve, but then get out of it quickly. Just like that. Like, get out of that motherfucker because like this shit is so damn addictive and whatnot. Social media, and I find it to be very ironic. Shout out to Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters. Media comes from the Greek name Medea, which is a goddess of illusions. And then when you talk about social, which is like the act of getting along, or how you interact daily with other people or large groups of people, which I totally despise personally, bro. I'm telling you, the biggest bliss I could feel right now personally is being in a corner or in a quiet room or in a quiet area somewhere on my own. But man, I don't know what is it that about people. They just love freaking crowds. And even the motherfuckers who run this damn system, a system that honestly, if people were to just get up and say, man, fuck this, I don't want to have nothing to do with this damn system, these very same motherfuckers who run this system, they know that even Tommy Lee Jones himself, shout out to Tommy Lee Jones' character K in the original Men in Black movie from back in 1997. a individual person is smart, but humans as a group are dumb, stupid, panicky animals. You know it, Dr. Bass, and I know it. And if I didn't go on a tangent yet, please, you continue, Dr. Bass, because it just goes so deep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with the crowd part, like just look at all these sporting events. Like you got these people playing in these big stadiums and whatnot. It's really just harvesting people's energies at this point. And then like it's good that you brought up face in Facebook because like look at the name Facebook. They put their faces in these social media platforms, but they don't put their face in the actual real books. You know what I'm saying? But then
Like niggas are, I tell you, brother, yo, I don't know about other so-called races of people, right? But I could tell you one thing. Many niggas are allergic to reading a book, my brother. Do you know how many esoteric, occult knowledge, our own spiritual sciences, instead of, and bro, when it comes to that damn Bible, right? People be reading, first of all, more than 90% of Christians don't even read that damn Bible because if they did read that Bible, those churches would have been virtually empty. They wouldn't be supporting these pastors. They wouldn't be supporting none of these dumb motherfuckers. Because a brother down the street with his freaking bottle of rum could be preaching more truth than these damn pastors who are literally only there just to collect a freaking paycheck, just to pay off their goddamn BMW or some shit. Dr. Bass, welcome to the cuckoo crazy world of Western society. Shout out to Young Pharaoh, one of the most sickening, one of the worst things to ever happen to human consciousness. And it's funny because when you go into the Eastern world, India, China, even in some places in Africa, and even in further in the east, like in Australia and whatnot, these people are still steep and proud and continuing with their legacy, with their ancestral spiritual knowledge and teachings and all that stuff. But here in the West, it's like, what the fuck? What kind of evil fucking, if you want to say black magic, but then again, black magic is nothing more than the melanated carbon man and woman's own magic. And honestly, that's some deep stuff that's probably for another time, but suffice it to say, bro, people, it's just like who it was what do you call that guy? What do you call that guy? I can't remember his name right now, but he mentioned, and if I remember his name, I'll give him a shout out. But he mentioned how, for example, African men, even though they're melanated just like me and you, and probably even a little bit of more melanin, because like, yeah, some deeply melanated brethren over there. But I mean to say, like, they moved to the US and whatnot. Bro. They're still proud of their culture and their customs and whatnot. But I mean, it's like people here in the West, and that's just on a human level. That's just on a mundane level, because you know we're way beyond that. But the point I'm trying to make here is that these people, they're still proud of their culture. They still have an identity of self and who it is that they are. But many people here in the West, it's like niggas here in the West. It's a reason why they wouldn't even want to read books or anything, because Dr. Bass, I'm telling you, until people start to see the system for what it is, until they make the connection that all of this was done just to keep us away from who it is that we truly are. Man, I'm telling you, we're gonna get to it, my brother. But yeah, I cannot remember that brother's name, but it'll probably come to me when yeah, when I have that light bulb moment and whatnot. But man, Dr. Bass, I pass it back on to you because, bro, like even on a mundane level, if we can't um conquer this shit, if we can't fulfill what it is we gotta fulfill, what makes people think that on a spiritual level we're going to truly achieve what we actually came here to achieve to begin with anyway? Because I don't see how me being in my spiritual kingdom, in my place on my throne, having been wherever it was that I was in my actual home, having to come to this freaking shit covered mud you call the 3D. Like, goodness gracious, my brother, like this is whack. Shit is whack.
yeah, definitely, especially like, with the med part, cause like some of these people they act like they like all skin color, but like they just been deep in the mud that it just toned their skin into a darker color, but internally they not even melanin at this point because they don't even have that superpowers too. And then like for these pastors, they just say like go to chapter this chapter and this verse, but they don't actually read the full like book in its entirety. And then
Because
um
if they did, I'm telling you, my brother, not to cut you off, my bro, remember that. But if they did read the book in its entirety, I'm telling you, people would walk out and many of them would not even return. The Bible itself is a very fucked up book. Make no mistake, it has a lot of deep metaphysical, occult, esoteric teachings within it, but it's so muddied up with a bunch of shit that honestly you're just swimming in muddy waters, my brother. Shit infested muddy waters.
yeah, definitely they they thinking they swimming in pools and whatnot. They really just swimming in mud.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you, you're on point with the analogies, my brother. Keep them coming, my brother. Keep them coming.
Oh yeah, and then like for like the secrets and everything like that, like you can tell like other people, like random people, like your secrets or like what I'm saying, you will get their support even more than the people who like are closest to you. So like for example, like you get like more support from like for your businesses from like random people in like all these other countries and whatnot that you really don't even know. But then like when it comes to your immediate family, oh, they don't really support you. They say they do, but they really don't. And then like they don't unless it's like free. But once they have to pay for it, it's something about like just like the so-called black people and having to pay for something because it's like they want everything for free, but then they always talk about, oh yeah, I'm so like broke and like I'm so like this and that and whatnot. It's like, but then they over here will give all their currency away to these to see their favorite celebrity. Oh yeah, I gotta see Beyonce in concert. I don't care if it's like $500. I gotta pay. But then when it comes down to it, they don't even got like no food in the water. Like it just goes deep and whatnot. But
Yeah,
yeah,
brother, I'm telling you, like these people, right? These same people, they're gonna waste it all on Halloween costumes, Christmas decorations, all that stupid shit. Oh, Thanksgiving dinner. If they only knew what the meaning of Thanksgiving actually was, just how absolutely sickening and just how evil and atrocious all those um atrocities were committed against fellow brethren, melanated brothers and sisters over there in North America and whatnot. If only they knew, then they wouldn't be supporting. Think about it, bro. It's so sickening to think, right? Niggas are the biggest supporters of this piece of shit system. The people who actually have the power, the people who think that they're the weak ones, when in reality, they're the ones who have the power. Think about it. The people who run the system, they're just the parasites, always trying to manipulate and shape our perspective and reality so that we can create that very reality for them. But they themselves are not creators, which is why they're always banking on us to continue to follow and support their bullshit so that their system can continue to run and that their reality can continue to fucking function. When in reality, the true people who have the power are us, the melanated beings, the original humans on this planet. But not to um go far deep into like another topic and whatnot. If only these people knew, like you said, my brother, these people don't even hardly have any food or water to last until the end of the week or anything. But oh, they have enough currency to spend on a concert. They have enough currency to fucking buy a damn expensive ass vehicle, even though they're probably just better off, I don't know, buying a bike or some shit, like something, I don't know. And not just that, but they could also literally buy a few books to literally increase their knowledge and their wisdom and whatnot, like to literally broaden their mind, to literally become wiser, to become more knowledgeable. No, they have to spend it on stupid shit because it really goes to show you that even those who do have currency, because people who have currency, impossible that every year they're spending on Halloween costumes and Christmas decorations and blowing up thousands to millions of US dollars off of this stupid shit that's never even gonna help them to elevate to where it is that they gotta go, even on a mundane level. Like, goodness gracious, I pass it on back to you, Dr. Bass, because I am just getting frustrated talking about this nonsense. Jeez.
it's like they invest in others than themselves. They would easily like just keep investing in like stuff that's not gonna elevate themselves, but then when it comes to like the time to do like that self-care regimen, they be like, "Oh no, no, I can't do that." But they'll it's funny because like a lot of people I be seeing like their so-called self-care regimen is really just going to Starbucks every single day and getting their favorite coffee that that's destroying them. It's like this is not no self-care tactics, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, jeez, I mean, like these people, who are they fooling? Are they can't be fooling me because I'm literally watching your actions. Just like what you shared with me already, my brother. Shout out to you on that. We could say that we're this and we're that, but as long as our actions go against what we say we are, people will always view us by our actions. And that's exactly why you got to make sure that your actions are at the very least getting you closer to what it is that you look to achieve or stuff along those lines. Because, bro, I'm telling you, taking action. Heck, you don't even need to think anything about yourself. Just go take action based off of what it is that you desire, manifest that motherfucker, and literally watch it appear right before your very eyes. And that's just on a materialistic level. Just imagine what it is people could really accomplish if they took the time and really just overcame all of their trauma, all of their heartache, all of their pain and whatnot to literally achieve that Christ consciousness and all that stuff. I mean, bro, at this point, like I said, like we already spoke about, and this was like from the very beginning, my brother. What's the big fucking deal if you were just to literally die today? What's the big fucking deal for millions of people? And I'm sorry to say it, but somebody has to say it. Somebody has to say it. And even though there are brethren who mentioned it, somebody has to say it. Bro, millions of people right now, they'd be better off dead. Because to begin with, this physical reality is nothing more than a fucking illusion. It's literally so damn slow. It's so dense. It's literally so muddy. Like, goodness gracious, what's the big deal if you were not to wake up, go to sleep, wake up and not see later or tomorrow, whatever the hell they want to call it, because time in and of itself is a fucking illusion. Everything is so goddamn messed up about this physical reality, my brother. Like, dying would actually be the best thing to happen to us because, bro, we are not these physical bodies. It's only a fraction of us that's experiencing this shit. Like, it's so amazing, right? It's so deep. Only a fraction of us is experiencing this. Yet at the same time, we're not really experiencing it because it's nothing more than a bad video game. Geez, angry video game nerd got to make a new fucking video based off of freaking 3D reality, my brother. Like, goodness gracious, this shit is insane. But bro, I mean to say like, yeah, people, when are people going to realize like, yeah, shout out to Brother Panic for mentioning it. And I'm gonna get to him as well. In fact, I think I'm gonna start off with Panic because yo, this is just some good stuff, my brother. Like, imagine you are this great, super awesome, powerful spiritual being. You came from wherever it was that you came from, whatever kingdom, whatever dimension, whatever reality, you were literally everything. Then you fell to this muddy fucking shit. You're like, goodness gracious, I know that there's more to this life. I know there's more to me, but goodness gracious, something about this realm just don't feel right. And Dr. Bass, yo, as I yeah, share your thoughts as I pass it back on to you, and that yeah, we're really about to let the brethren speak for themselves and let the people know what it is that's really going on and what they should be doing to elevate their own consciousness.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like we're definitely like just better off dead because they're just like suffering in this realm, but people just get they scale you to feel death because of the pain and whatnot. But the pain of suffering in this realm is way worse than the pain that you go through with death. So like, but life keeps going on. Like even if like you know what I'm saying, just look at all these celebrity deaths and whatnot. Hey, guess what? Life went on. Like people started talking about all those stuff, so it just keeps going on. And then like you just have to like achieve and be satisfied within yourself, like and manifest all your desires and go with your heart's desires and everything like that. Because if not, then like people say like people keep saying like, oh yeah, YOLO, this my only life. You only live once, but they not acting like it. So like at this point, people just like keep talking all this nonsense, but they're not really backing it up, or they're really not doing the stuff that they talk about. So people just kind of like just all talk in a way.
Oh yeah, definitely, my brother. Like people, honestly, when it comes to humans, honestly speaking, they can just continue to wallow and like roll and just like dwell within their misery, within their own low vibrations and consciousness. Because at this point, just like what Brother Panic said, and shout out to him on that, I really don't care, my brother, because the reality of it all is we're so beyond humanity. Like you're beyond humanity. I'm beyond humanity. Many of the brethren watching this are already beyond humanity. Like, indeed, make sure to title this part three, my brother, because, like, yeah, I mean, it just goes so deep. Like, people need to get the message because if you really stop and think about it, the original Matrix trilogy, it was talking about that very same thing as well, overcoming humanity on a deeper level. Like, if you really go back and watch those movies, really stop and think about it, who is it exactly that continues to allow this system to go on as it is? Freaking humans. Animals don't give a shit about this. And I'll keep saying it over and over again. Animals are not the ones who are causing the pain and suffering going on this realm. It's fucking humans. You can hate me all you want for it, but you know it's true. Melanated people, y'all already created great civilizations, great kingdoms and empires, but the reality of it all is y'all have already peaked as a species. Think about it, Dr. Bass. Niggas ain't getting any better up in this motherfucker. They're not getting better in this motherfucker. I'm telling you, at this point, bro, death is the ultimate nullifier. It's the ultimate, how can I say, the ultimate liberator, literally. Like, shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning it. Um, Everybody wants to go to so-called heaven. I mean, first of all, if you want really want to count heaven for what the Bible says it is, then hey, just go to Luke chapter 17, verse 21. People will say the kingdom of God is here or there, but lo and behold, the kingdom of God is within you. So if Jesus within the bold red letters within the New Testament literally tells me that the kingdom of God is within me and that I am God, the ancients taught me that I am God, God being an acronym for generator, operator, destroyer, then what the fuck are these Christians looking forward to? Like these motherfuckers are more afraid of death than any other thing in this realm. Like forget Satan. I swear, right, bro? I swear, if you were to recondition these people's minds, the millions of people that believe in this biblical, historical, so-called this false history, biblical nonsense. If you were to recondition their minds and tell them there's no such thing as hell or this and that, bro, watch those churches become fucking emptier faster than a freaking school on a Saturday morning. Like I'm telling you, my brother, these people, most people are only Christians because they're afraid of going to hell. But wait, you're afraid of hell, but you're also afraid of dying. But the God of the Bible literally told you that he's the God of the living and not the God of the dead. And everything in this physical realm has an appointment with death. Meaning to say, what the fuck kind of a God it is that you're serving if this bitch already told you that he's the God of the living and not the God of the dead? Meaning he's only enslaving your monkey ass on this physical realm, giving all your energy and all your precious uh vibrations and whatnot away to this entity that doesn't even exist. And even if he does exist, we've already spoken about the demiurge and all these entities that want to make sure that you're stuck in this vicious reincarnation cycle over and over and over again. Like, bro, it goes so deep, right? But if Christians really knew, if they were really walking in the right direction, I'm telling you, bro, they would have to convert these freaking churches into whorehouses or freaking what you call those places? Those what you call the places where they take care of the homeless shelters. Yeah, they would turn them into whorehouses or homeless shelters. I don't give a damn because at least when I go to a whorehouse, I know that whore is freaking giving me a good feeling. You know what it is I'm saying, my brother? But these fucking churches, they don't give me no good feeling. They don't make me feel good about myself. So, and plus, shout out to Bobby Hemmett. That's probably a topic we're gonna have to talk about another time after this part three. But they talk about women. They talk about the great whore, bro. Be real with me. I'm gonna start with the men and then I'm gonna get to the women. Be honest with me. If it was up to you, if it was up to you based off of relationships and whatnot, you wouldn't have like multiple partners and whatnot, not so much for the sex, but because of what you know you could accomplish together and whatnot. And shout out to young Pharaoh for being one of the first individuals to really open up my perspective on that. Yeah, let me put the video on for that. But for real, as men, let's be real, my brother, especially as melanated men, one woman, yeah, you may disagree with me all you want, but she probably, I mean, think about it. It's not in our nature, my brother. It's just not in our nature. But I don't know, Dr. Bass. You let them know. Like for us, it's such a deep topic and whatnot, and it's the same reason why one, the great whore is talked down upon in the Bible more than Satan himself. Yep. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett. You could take the time and literally do the research on it. The great whore is spoken badly about in the Bible more than Satan himself. Because when you're talking about God and Satan, you're talking about just the negative polarities of Heru, Soot, and all these ancient anthropomorphic symbologies based off of our own energies that dwell within us. But speaking on that relationship part, us niggas, yeah, we probably would never be satisfied with just one woman, even on a sexual level, but it goes beyond the sexual level. Like, let the people know what it is, Dr. Bass. Like, just how much Western society itself fucked us up so badly when it came to our perspective on family and marriage and sex and all this stuff. Like, bro, I'm telling you, the psychosis for many people runs deep.
Oh yeah, this topic goes deep to be honest, because it's like you trying to build like like back in the day, right? We was over here building dynasties and empires and everything like that. But like nowadays, oh yeah, people get married and what do they do? Just buy a house, you know what I'm saying? Just with a picket fence and whatnot. But they ain't really buying land. They ain't expanding. They ain't like going above and beyond. They just condition into this Western society. And then with the kids, right? Like people think, oh yeah, I'ma just like mess with this woman to get a kid and whatnot, but like they really don't really see like how their actions really affect their kids, because like look at just like look at everyone who experienced like trauma or like you know what I'm saying, anything like that. It all came from either past life experiences or from their childhood. So if the parents wasn't ready to have a kid and they just gonna put all their, problems on those kids, they don't really know how it's gonna affect them in the long run. So like when people are about to have kids, they have to make sure that they're ready. And then we weren't really meant to only have one, because like that analogy came from the Bible to make it seem like, oh yeah, you only can have one, or if you have multiple ones, then you know what I'm saying, it's a sin or whatnot, like you're going behind your partner's backs and whatnot. But like back like in ancient times we definitely had like multiple partners, but like at the end of the day, like it really depends on the person, right? So like if you have a person who's on the same wavelength, they are meeting your needs and wants and desires and everything like that, so yeah, that's cool and whatnot, so you can build with that. But like if not, then you're always gonna search for something better. You're always gonna have that thought of like, oh, I wonder if there's something better out there. So that's why so many people are cheat. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're not satisfied in their current relationship. So guess what? They're gonna find something else. They want that craving. They crave for that. So like that's why people cheat at the end of the day. And then like for women, right? For women, they'll like some, not all women, but just some women are just lazy, pretty much doing everything for their man, but lose focus on their dreams. So that's why when men treat them as such, because if they're not a boss, then pretty much what are they doing? Because at this point, if you really think about it, like the men can really do the things that some women can really do, like cook, clean, and all that other stuff. But then women all the universe. So they over here opening their portals to men who really don't even care about them, and then and then like men, they just really just pay and they just really um just like work and pay the bills. Like what else do they do? Like they can't hold a conversation. They can't they'll still like effed in the minds and everything like that. So that's why women treat them like dogs because they only think with their other brain and whatnot. So at this point, for the Christians, right, they're so afraid of hell, but they always say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to heaven and whatnot. I'm gonna be with my past family members and ancestors and whatnot." But why are they so afraid of going to hell? It's like doesn't even make sense. So yeah, they're not even getting better. Like with the years, it doesn't make you become better. It really based on what you do now and based on how you overcome situations and everything like that. So just because you're older, some kids are way more experienced than elderly people. So it's like really, and then like for the animals are way more advanced than humans at the end of the day. So we can always know that.
I mean, yeah, big shout out to you on that, Dr. Bass. And honestly, with that last part right there, the animals, isn't it amazing that in ancient Kemet, when you read the hieroglyphs and whatnot, you take a look at the hieroglyphs, many of these gods or these principles, that's what they are, principles, because yeah, they are principles and manifestations of the different powers and workings of nature itself. Many of them had animal heads, and it's no coincidence because animals are our exact opposites. Indeed, my brother, animals could do many of the things that we ourselves can do by like naturally. Animals naturally do it. We could do those things as well, but only if we tap into our true power, into who it is that we truly are. Because if you really stop and think about it, this so-called white man, so-called, these other humanoids, like what if it is, that's, it's making them look a lot better than they are to call them the devil. No, they're not the devil. They're just a fucking anomaly that exists in this realm. Because bro, for millions of cycles, it was only us in this realm. So why, especially when you stop and think about it, do we not see a cracker Jesus on a freaking what you call it, on the temple hieroglyphs, on the in any of the hieroglyphs on the temple walls in Kemet and whatnot? If this motherfucker really existed, Moses and the Hebrews and all this garbage, like bro, I'm telling you, if people cannot see how much they've been lied to based off of everything that this system already set up to ensure that when they incarnate into this realm that they would be totally fucked up in their minds and whatnot, like, if they can't see that, then hey, you go on and continue to remain in ignorance. Because shout out to Nima from her book. Get the book, Maya Magic, by Nima Kenneth Grant, who was a disciple of Aleister Crowley at one point. He gives an introduction within that book. A really good book, a really good read. But Nima mentions in that book, ignorance can be remedied by knowledge, but stupidity can only be remedied by self choice. In other words, stupidity is a state of mind that people choose to remain into because they don't want to get out of their ignorance. In that case, please keep away from me because you're stupid and you don't even realize it. You heard of the Dunning Kruger effect, my brother? The Dunning Kruger effect?
Oh, the effect of like what was it called again?
The Dunning-Kruger effect. It is basically a scientific term used to describe stupid people who think that they're smarter than they actually are, while in intelligent individuals know that there's more to discover out there. So yeah, society is massively drowning within the Dunning-Kruger effect right now. A lot of stupid people out here thinking that they know everything when, bro, I can admit I don't know, bro, I don't know jack shit. I don't know a damn thing. But what I do know, I share based off of yeah, what my true self, what my spiritual guides and whatnot. already know about me based off of my past life experiences and whatnot. Like, yeah, you could do the research in your own free time. The Dunning-Kruger effect, a scientific term used to describe the states of those separating the it's a dichotomy between stupid people and intelligent people. Intelligent people know that there's a lot more to know, whereas stupid people are stagnant. They feel that they know everything that there is to know about everything. Like that is just absolutely preposterous. Because if these motherfuckers, oh goodness gracious, like bro, I am so tired of this human nonsense, right? This is exactly why humanity is to be overcome for real, because this shit is a prison in and of itself. But I mean to say, we left our kingdoms and queendoms to literally come to this shit right here. So I mean, they want to talk about going to jail, bro. We're already in the jailhouse. We're already in fucking maximum prison for fuck's sake. And another thing, when it comes to, remember I mentioned how the Bible speaks down on the great whore more than Satan himself. That is very interesting in and of itself, because if women, that's right, women, y'all out there, y'all can say whatever y'all want. If y'all really had the liberty to do what you want, you'd literally be fucking. Yes, you'd literally be fucking the whole freaking neighborhood. You drain them dry and you'd still not be satisfied.
That's facts though.
Dr. Bass, Dr. Bass, if I'm lying, hold me accountable. And I hold myself accountable if I'm lying, but they know it's true. Women are whatever the fuck they want to be. The Bible told you that you're not allowed to have sex beyond marriage and all this nonsense, because they know that women are the universe manifested in human form. The melanated woman, especially, she is the mother of them all. She can do that sister, a good sister, when she open up them legs, right, brother? Woo! I'm telling you, my brother, yo, you don't need to fucking bother with what you call it, porn and all that stuff, because a sister, she's living giving you the real deal experience. But that's just sex in and of itself, because remember, the orgasm that you experience in sex, not the ejaculation, that's something completely different. But that's exactly why I urge people to literally get books off of tantric sex, tantric yoga, and all of that stuff, because these are our Kama Sutra as well. These are all of our ancient spiritual teachings that even when you read Lon Milo Duquette and Christopher S. Hyatt's book, Taboo, yeah, it's called Taboo, and it has a subtitle that I really can't remember off the top of my head right now. But yes, brother, I remember the name of the brother from earlier, Umar Johnson. Yeah, Dr. Umar Johnson. I know you heard of him for sure. Yeah, Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah, he mentioned about none of us here in the Western Hemisphere could dare go into Africa or any of these places and try change these people's customs and cultures and whatnot. What, you want to get stoned, or you want to freaking burn in a freaking fire? You want to roast in a fire like a fucking pig or something? Like, nah, it don't go down like that. These people are down with their culture and whatnot, even though that's still some stupid human shit based off of remaining stagnant and not looking to elevate to the next level, because again, humanity is nothing more than just a freaking bipedal animal. I mean, think about it. It's even in the Gnostic scriptures where Yaldabaoth and his sons went to create the first man, but that man was literally on all fours and whatnot. But that's just symbolic, metaphysical teachings to show you that no matter what, if you're not elevating yourself on the spiritual level, you're always going to fall back to that animalistic, vicious, greedy, evil, envious, jealous type of state. And isn't it amazing that Christians worship a God that literally says he is God, he is a jealous God, and before him that there's no other God? Which is funny because Yaldabaoth says the same thing in Gnosticism, within the Gnostic mythology. So I'm like, wow, they literally got these Christians worshiping an entity that would lovely, that would willingly, that would also joyfully chew them up and spit them back down to this bitch, to literally have that eat, shit, work, sleep, suffer, repeat type of lifestyle. That's not living, my brother. That's not living at all. But going back to our sisters, the women, if they were to tap back into their true power, their sexual powers and whatnot, bro, do you know how fast this fucking system would collapse? I don't give a shit about this goddamn system. Everybody could literally just get up one day and say, man, fuck this bitch. I ain't going to work. I ain't paying the bills. I ain't doing none of that stupid shit. We came here to literally work and pay bills or do stupid things along those lines. No, we came here to fulfill a divine purpose. Many of us, anyway. Then again, you do have the opposite end of the spectrum because remember, the universe is mental, and you still have universal law. Duality is something that still exists. So who if you have individuals who came here to fulfill a divine purpose, you best know that there are individuals who are also here to fulfill a fucked up purpose, a purpose of literally just being our biggest roadblocks, our biggest stumbling blocks, our biggest barricades, the whole 9 yards. But sisters, if y'all tap back into your true power based off of sex, based off of orgasm, that higher state of consciousness, that state of literally being one, not just with the higher cosmos and the higher frequencies and energies that exist out there, but also literally to help elevate the men. Yes, to help elevate the men, because we know based off of scientific research that the women were already here before the men. So yeah, but even in the Gnostic scriptures, it shows Adam speaking to who it is Set or Abel. I can't remember, but if you read the Gnostic scriptures, and shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning it, um, Eve literally taught Adam about the origins of the universe and whatnot. I'm like, so woman in the past was the original, the OG spiritual teacher, the shaman, the priest, the whole 9 yards. But you see how patriarchy fucked everything up, my brother? So like, yeah, we know for a fact that, and think about it. Many of the sisters, they still go around sleeping with whatever men they want. But shout out to you for mentioning it, bro. Like they're opening up their universe to the wrong individuals, and that's just screwing them over big time. And bro, as we get to the Dr. Mumbi video where she explains about just how family is literally one of the biggest roadblocks, especially ignorant family. Yeah, just give your take based off of everything that yeah, we've already spoken about thus far, my brother.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like men kind of think since they're like the first one down here on this realm that they know stuff and whatnot, but like women was there in the universe, like so men thinking, oh yeah, I came to this realm and whatnot, but women over here came in from the universe and whatnot. So it's
They
like,
already run things. This is a feminine planet, for fuck's sake. One dimension. First dimension. Shout out to Foster eBay on that, my brother. First dimension, female. Second dimension, male. Third dimension, third dimension. It's female. Let the women take over this shit. Men, y'all fucked up big time. Honestly, your time should come to an end. Let the women take this shit back so that we could literally experience heaven on earth as it should be. Fourth dimension, male. Fifth dimension, female. And it continues to go on and on. But that's just looking at it from the anthropomorphic standpoint. We're really, you and I, bro, we already know that we're talking about energy, pure energy, feminine, magnetic energy, masculine, electric energy. Continue, Dr. Bass.
oh yeah, definitely. And we definitely have like gangs like with like the people who have like the wrong purpose and everything like that. Like there's a whole bunch of like gang stalkers and everything like that who just trying to like steal our energy or try to put us down and everything. But for like the African people, it really shows like their loyalty to their cultures and customs and everything like that. So like if we really like tap back into like just like that loyalty of like where we truly came from, then we can really
Because, bro, literally, that's the. Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, yeah,
Continue.
yeah, you can go, you can go.
No, I mean to say, yeah, I mean to say, bro, like, think about it. And these people, listen, the Africans, they never gave up that voodoo. They never gave up that obeah. They never gave up any of that stuff because all of that is initiatory spiritual science that leads you back to the great cosmic titan primordial brethren. I'm telling you, my brother, this shit goes so deep. Why would they want to give up their culture when they know that they don't even come from this world. They know that they're just passing by in this world as well. Brother Panic already mentioned it. Bobby Hemmett already mentioned it. Dr. Moonby keeps mentioning it. Dr. Phil Valentine, he mentioned it so many times over. Us melanated beings are of the cosmos. Men want to say this and they want to say that, but guess what? The great feminine, the great mother, the great divine feminine, but you also have the great divine masculine. So y'all shouldn't feel salty about anything because the masculine came into existence in order to stabilize the actions of the great feminine. You could even read it in the Pelasgian mythology, which is the original niggas, the original Minoans, and the original Greeks, the Etruscans, the original Romans and whatnot, who were all in those lands. The original niggas who were all in those lands, who created those mythologies before the crackers came and literally fuck shit up, as crackers always do. But I mean to say, okay, it's not everybody, but you know what it is. I mean, my brother, like we're not censoring anything. We're literally just coming raw. And if you don't like the truth, well, do your own freaking research. That's all I gotta say. But going back to yeah, the great divine feminine and whatnot. Women were already here. This is their realm. Why do they call it the great mother? Why do they call it Mother Nature? Why do they call it Mother Earth? Goodness gracious, it's in the fucking name. Why is Mama? I mean, you could read what's her name? Barbara Walker's books. Barbara Walker. I can't remember the title, the name of her, the book of women's mythology and secrets. And you have another one, Sacred Objects, Women's Sacred Objects. Barbara Walker. Yeah, she has a lot of good books where she dives deep into women's past and women's history and everything that they already accomplished in this realm. Yes, women accomplished a lot in this realm before patriarchy rose up and fucked everything up. But Dr. Mumbi already went deeper into that, explaining how it was a vicious masculine entity, the demiurge, Yaldabaoth, and all these motherfuckers. Yeah, they came and fucked everything up. They twisted everything. That's exactly why, even in the Bible, women are not allowed to do anything. Goodness gracious, let a sister be promiscuous. Let a sister open up her legs and whatnot. Let a sister learn to grow. Let a sister learn to fucking be a whore. Let a sister learn to fucking grow in her sexuality, to be confident in herself, to literally grow as the queen and the mother of all. You know what it is I'm saying, my brother? I mean, shit, it goes so fucking deep. But then again, pastors and whatnot. Yeah, I see you, pastors and preachers and so-called popes and deacons and all you motherfuckers literally getting that pussy every once in a while. The hypocrites, the hypocrisy, right, bro? The hypocrisy of these motherfuckers, right? And don't even get me started about the pedophilia and the fucking child sacrifice. And, ugh, goodness gracious. But I mean to say, yeah, bro, yeah, continue with what it was you were saying, my brother, because I just tend to go on these tangents, but it just goes so deep. People need to know, grow in gnosis. That's the only way you're going to conquer death and overcome this physical realm.
Yeah, most definitely like there because like even in the Bibles they just making all the sisters like be like a stay-at-home wife or like a at-home wife and they can't do
A
anything
fucking
else.
slave.
Mhm. Can't do anything else but just like stay at the house and be answer to their man and do whatever he wants to do and whatnot. Like really don't even have any like words to say like anything back to him and whatnot. But yeah, it goes really deep. And then for like back with like the ejaculation part, like you have to like e- ejaculate internally and next not like externally. So like that energy can go through to the pineal gland. And then for like the behind bars part, like it was really in our minds, like people's minds that they were really behind bars because they were prisoner to their own like feelings or their own shadow or anything like that because they just because like their inner child is really behind bars, because they don't really like interact with their inner child. So like they just have to open up the bars, which is really a combination of just opening up your mind. And then people don't really ask for help, but just act like they know everything and whatnot. But that's why they try to be like so quote unquote perfect. But then when something bad goes happen or they can't control the situation, oh look at their emotions are running wild, or they can't um they they just lose reaction and everything like that. So it goes deep, goes deep.
Yeah, man, brother. Like, yeah, bro. I sent you a couple of videos there. But good stuff, good explanation and whatnot. And oh, I think after this part three to overcoming and detaching from humanity and whatnot, after this part three, we're definitely gonna have to touch the topic of sex because, bro, this is stuff that they should have been teaching us from the age of 13 at the very least. Why is it that people make it, especially in Western society, whenever people talk about sex, it's such a sensitive topic? Then why the hell you just don't be a damn sexless robotic dumbass like these motherfuckers trying to push motherfuckers to be like with their AI agenda and whatnot? There's a reason why you have a sex, you dumb fucks. That's because you are supposed to fulfill your own divine function and role within this 3D reality. Men are supposed to be men. Women are supposed to be women. Like, goodness gracious, Dr. Bass, what is it about this? But, shout out to Brother Panic. It's not the information that people cannot grasp. The information really isn't difficult to grasp when you really stop and think about it, my brother. It's the mentality. Remember that video with the warrior slashing through that robot? Some deep, deep stuff. All stuff that you could do and much, much more when you really tap back into your true self. But it's about, yeah, people are afraid of making those sacrifices, like leaving everything behind. That even Jesus himself said in the Bible, if you can't reject your own mother and father for my sake, if you can't reject your own brothers and sisters for my sake, then you're not worthy of me. But we know that Christ really is the energy that dwells within us, meaning to say that if you can't abandon all these silly, stupid social constructs to find yourself, if you can't lose them in order to find yourself, then you might as well just fucking reincarnate and, yeah, go through all that nonsense over and over because, bro, it's not worth it, my brother. It's not worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like it's kind of like I think I got it. I got it. Oh yeah, people always have a choice,
Yeah.
but they'll just influence to keep choosing the wrong choices. So it's like kind of like they kind of get the influence by others and what they want them to do or how they act and whatnot, but they'll really just lone your true authentic self. But like you really just have to follow your own path and not others, because if they walk one way, we can already see that by mentality standpoint, people always have like people's always having self-doubt. People just always commenting on them on themselves and just gossiping about others. They're going one way. We know dang well that's a toxic way to live. We gotta go the other way. So it's kind of like we just have to start doing it for ourselves. And then like yeah, it's definitely like a mental thing about like when it comes to like sex and everything like that because and then like with like the Western society, they just like how they view like sex and everything like that is just like all twisted and all like messed up to be acting like it's all like a animalistic type of viewpoint, but it's really a higher dimensional, like higher perspective of like the experience. So it's kind of like, yeah, they really they thinking they're doing like stuff, but there's really not the high vibrational stuff. It's just like at a animal type of level. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, definitely, my brother. Like, the thing about it is too, in that book I mentioned, Taboo, Christopher S. Hyatt and Lon Milo Duquette. By the way, they have a lot of good occult books. Yeah, yeah. Research those two individuals, Christopher S. Hyatt and Lon Milo Duquette. Those two have a lot of good occult books, a lot of esoteric teachings and whatnot that they tap into because these are occultists who literally dive deep into our own spiritual teachings, and they put out books based off of everything that we already knew for thousands and thousands of cycles with all of our great empires and dynasties and civilizations, what have you. Like, it's all some good stuff, my brother. We are the fathers and mothers of civilization. Yes, niggas. We are all the fathers and mothers of civilization. So the fact that these so-called white people are coming in now, teaching stuff that we already knew about. That's it was actually very necessary for spirit, for source to let it happen like that because it knew we would already fall into a deep sleep and whatnot with the whole last 500 years of America. And well, then again, America's only been around for what, 200 something years or some fuck like that. But you get what it is I'm saying, my brother. Essentially, with the so-called white man civilization, it was all based on us having to receive the information through them so that it was not completely lost. But even Bobby Hemmett spoke about it, and it makes so much sense, my brother. Like, honestly, Dr. Bass, it goes so deep. But yeah, I think it's time we get to Dr. Mumbi and let her speak about why family and whatnot can be a very dangerous thing. You got the video, my brother?
Oh yeah, let me share it.
It's about time to tap in, my brother, because people need to. There we go. Skip to like a minute and 50 seconds, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, trust me, I watched Dr. Mumbi, so I could tell you, like, yeah, that's really where the good that's where the good stuff usually starts and whatnot. But shout out to Dr. Mumbi. She's the sister, yeah, who I usually always be mentioning because, like, yeah, shout out to the brethren. It's about time the women get back to their power. They get back to their divine feminine source, that they start to manifest everything that they must in order to get this fucking system crumbling and falling faster. Because, bro, it's a house of cards, and that bitch deserves to fall and never rise back up.
Yeah, definitely.
And yet we're following parents and grandparents who have sold up to the Babylon system. And the reason I'm even saying this, family, I don't want to create any kind of disharmony in families or create any kind of issues, but it's
Preach,
because
sister, preach.
over the New Year's, I met an old friend, someone I hadn't seen for several years, from a very wealthy family, has had the best in life family. And guess what? He took the poison. Because I was just like, because we used to hang out back in the day, and I was just like, oh, I mean, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't take the poison. And he's like, oh, actually, I did, mother, family. And he looked at me like, with such arrogance. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, you guys have just ended your bloodline because, in a bit, maybe for the mother to keep the son safe, she gave him the wrong information that will now turn him into a transhuman. These are the days we're in, family, where mothers, literally 2020 and 2021, the decisions that were being made, and even most of 2022, was whether people would take the mark of the beast or not. And mothers forced children to take it. Husbands forced wives. Wives forced husbands. Wives took it secretly without their husbands knowing, and then, inoculated their husbands. Because if you slept with someone who had been inoculated, you immediately got inoculated. I mean, people lied about it. But it's not even
Yeah,
about
bro, so pause it right there quick, my brother.
African family.
Yeah, you see that part right there? You see that part right there? Hey, especially when it comes to that tantric yoga, that tantric sex and whatnot, because we're talking about initiating into spiritual practices that will help us to literally achieve long-term prosperity in the spiritual realms. It's not just about some temporary physical enjoyment or anything like that. But you heard that, my brother? Yo, it's so dangerous because a lot of motherfuckers even lied about taking the damn jab and whatnot. Like, Dr. Bass, could you just let the people know just how dangerous it is, especially during this time? Like, jeez, man.
Like ever since like they came out with this joint. Like we've been telling people, like you gotta watch who you mess with, because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, if you kiss someone, if you exchange energy, if you like do anything like, well, you combine energies or kind of like come as one. Listen, like that's a whole nother topic, because like people over here taking it in secret, not telling people, lying about it, and just, and if you fall for it, like you just gonna get it just gonna transition into you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just gonna go into your DNA, and just like how she said, it's legitimately ending your bloodline. It's because you're turning into a transhumanism. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta watch out.
And mind you, my brother, this video, Mumbi already posted it days ago. She already posted it days ago, but the information is still so relevant as always because, yeah, it was just days ago, but really stop and think about it. The sex, there's a reason why in the Bible and whatnot with these religions and whatnot, they don't want people to really tap into the true purpose of sex. That's the combining of the divine masculine and the divine feminine to create greater manifestations and accomplishments, literally bringing heaven down on earth. Jesus spoke about it, and literally, sex is one of those main, well, one of the final gateways because people need to really get into the gnosis, to the knowledge, because you can't just go try to fix a car and you have absolutely no knowledge of it. You can't just go try to fix a toaster or a microwave or a TV without having any knowledge of how it works and how the wiring comes together and all that stuff. So when it comes to tantric sex and whatnot, people just out here having sex like animals, like they don't know what the true divine spiritual purpose of sex even is. But oh, Dr. Bass, man, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm telling you, my brother, we having a good one today. And like, yeah, Dr. Bass, just let the people know as well before we get back to Mumbi.
Oh yeah, like people don't even read directions, don't even read the recipe and whatnot. So it's like if they don't read that, like how, oh they don't even take the time out to watch a YouTube video about what they need to do, or like they don't even like read the reviews before buying something. It's like you just have to do your own research and really find out like more information about different things.
And you know, Dr. Bass, that's exactly the point why during our own spiritual journey and awakening process and all that stuff, yo, like I said, tap yourself on the back, tap yourself on the shoulder, and give yourself a big hug, because it wasn't nobody that led you to do all these things, but you yourself. It was your own desire, it was your own longing, it was your own need and want to return to live who you truly are. Hey, you're the true champion. Everybody watching this, you're the true champion. You're the true winner. Indeed, ain't Michael Jordan ain't on nothing on you. Larry Bird ain't on nothing on you. Magic Johnson, LeBron James, all these greats who are great at what they truly did. But they ain't got nothing on you because you're transcending this physical realm. You're moving beyond this physical realm and you're looking to know more, to grow more in gnosis, to grow more in knowledge, in wisdom, in understanding, higher understanding and overstanding, looking to get back to that universal, well, how did Bobby Hemmett call it? You cosmic awareness, exactly, getting back to that cosmic awareness. Fuck that left brain analytical nonsense. Getting back to cosmic awareness, being aware of everything and all events that are happening simultaneously throughout the dimensions and realms and realities. Ooh, that's what we aiming for, Dr. Bass. Let's get back to Mumbi, brother.
Oh yeah, and before we do, I just want to say, don't
Mm-hmm.
put your
Mm-hmm.
value, don't put your, um, don't put your or compare your worth or value based on others like celebrities, because they're just humans as well, but like you're a multi-dimensional being. So that's all I
I mean, hey, Dr. Bass, you make a good point, my brother. I mean, that's exactly why we should shout out to Dr. Phil Valentine for mentioning it. Imagine if people weren't so focused on Brad Pitt and Denzel Washington and all these freaking uh, Oprah Winfrey, these big distractions, and really focused on overcoming that shadow, literally looking your shadow in the face, literally conquering your demons. Because, hey, bro, you got to go through hell in order to experience heaven, right?
Yeah, because it's all a transitional phase. So like you're over here at the bottom, right? And they view hell as the bottom or like under. So you have to, if you want to keep ascending up, you have to go through hell and to get to that heaven state.
Hmm. Indeed, my brother. It's all transitionary. You got to experience everything in order for you to literally transcend and even consider yourself a master because you've literally been through it all. So you could tell people, hey, I went through this and that. I could give you the smallest of details and whatnot. Man, bro, some deep stuff. But hey, when it comes to sex, especially, right? Oh boy, that's probably gonna be the next topic on our next freaking live, my brother, because that's just so deep, right? But let's get back to Mumbi, brother.
Dynamics, where for so long, Big Mama knows best. Mom and dad know best. And I'm not trying to create any family issues, family. What I'm trying to say, and this isn't even for the under 18s, my channel anyway is an adult channel. But for you guys who are out here in your 20s and your 30s and even your 40s family, some of you even in your 50s, and you're allowing the more ignorant members of your family to drive your family ship, to navigate the destiny of your family, you are literally allowing your family members to get the mark of the beast, family. I mean, now it's too late. It's already been done. But there's a lot of people who are still very disconnected. For us who are the so-called black of the sheep of the family, when we tried to share information about what was really going on, we got it so bad. Family relationships were broken. Aunts and uncles started saying we were crazy. And sadly, some of those aunts and uncles are not there today. Because it turns out that the crazy ones were actually telling the truth. So family, it's every man and woman for themselves. Especially now. I've been saying it for the last 2 years. We are in judgment day. We were in judgment season now. I mean, judgment day happened. And the judgment is the choices you're making, because there's two worlds here right now. And many of you are at a crossroads. And it's not the big decisions it is actually the big decisions. But you see those little choices that you're making daily? They lead to those big decisions that determine whether you end up in the New World Order or the New Earth. You see, they groomed our parents and our grandparents and our uncles and aunts, and even some of our siblings are so in the system. So you have to see, we can't be like, oh, that's my elder, I have to respect them, I have to do what they say. No, but we have to say, okay, I'll respect you, but I'm going to research into that and do what's best for me, what spirit tells me, what my spiritual team tells me. Your spiritual team should have the ultimate authority in your life, not your family. And I'm not trying to create issues here, but I'm saying that a lot of people really don't know what's going on, especially those ones who have benefited from Babylon, have gotten their big jobs and their big cars. They don't want the Babylon world to end. They don't want the matrix to collapse. So if Babylon says get jabbed up, they're getting jabbed up. And they're advising everyone else to do it. In some cases, even forcing others to do it. And they don't know that they're making their people take their own family take the mark of the beast, and there will be judgment for that as well. There will be judgment for that. But you have to be now in a position, family, where you're making decisions for yourself. Because some of you are way better informed than a lot of people that you yield your power. Because now it's about power. Are you yielding your power to ignorant family members, to the system that hates you? Or are you controlling your power and allowing your power to dictate your actions? when we were still somehow connected to our, our past. Mama could say, go do this, and you do it without even batting an eyelid. But we're not in that age anymore, family. And they said in the end, father will fight against son, mother will fight against daughter, family members will just, and of course they've gone for the family since day one. And we've tried to maintain those family structures when the entire world has changed. And those family structures, some people that, you see, we gave our elders respect not because we had to, but because also they earned it. They moved a certain way. They were of a certain consciousness level. They were filled with spirit. They were filled with wisdom. They were moving in a spiritual way. They lived in spiritual times. So the way they were living was so different, family. And they could have our respect because they had the most wisdom, which they were passing down to us. They were the teachers of the past. But most of our family members yielded those. Even our relatives who are brothers and sisters who are our age, maybe some are older, maybe some are even younger. Some, you have to realize, how brainwashed are they? That's how you have to start looking at people, especially family members, when they're trying to tell you do this or do that. How brainwashed is this person? What kind of reality is this person living in? And what's best for me? And even those of you who are, the Most High, maybe you don't believe in the spiritual team, but you got the Most High, you're connected to the Most High. Ask the Most High to reveal to you the kind of actions you should be taking, what you should be doing, family. Because the toxic African family dynamics are destroying us right now. And that, do as I say, whether it's an informed decision or not, is taking lives. There are so many died suddenly situations, and I wish, family, you would even just go and research. Just watch this one documentary called Died Suddenly. I think you can find it on BitChute or whatever. You definitely can't find it on YouTube. And look at the pandemic that's going on. Look what's happening with people like Pfizer. Look at what's the narratives that are out there, the alternative news that they're not promoting. And family, please, I really hope I've made sense. You have to stand in your own decisions. And if you have a bully for a mother or a bully for a father, or sisters or brothers who try and twist your hand, then just move in silence. As I say, if you don't have the strength to say your no out loud, at least respect your no inside. Respect your no with your actions. Because you guys, some of you are making decisions not only for yourselves, but your children. Because the most ignorant member of the family, who happens to be in the church committee, it just shows you how brainwashed they are, who is totally deluded from reality, is the one who is
Dr. Bass, pause it
dictating
right
where
there
your
quick, my
family
brother.
is moving, the direction your family is taking.
Yo, Dr. Bass, do you see why I continue? Do you see why I'm still tuned in with Dr. Mumbi? Do you see why this sister is on another level? Do you see why this sister knows what she's talking about? Like, goodness, all nothing but love to Mumbi and all the sisters out there. Sisters, y'all are the primordial ones. You are the universe manifest in human form. Bro, the nigger family, the melanated carbon family structure is fucked. It is fucked up. It's no wonder why, when you look at it, yo, so-called white people, they will continue to succeed, at least even on that mundane level. Oh, on the mundane level, of course. But I mean to say, bro, like, there reaches a certain point, yo, they just gotta get up and do what the fuck they gotta do. And they don't care about what mom and dad gotta say and whatnot, because mom and dad themselves, well, at least for it would seem, many of these so-called white people, it would seem that their family dynamics and structures are in such a way that, yeah, you have the liberty to do what it is you gotta do, just as long as you are grateful for everything that I already did for you and whatnot. Just don't forget me in that sense. But with a lot of niggas, with a lot of niggas, bro. I'm telling you. And you heard what Mumbi said about a lot of the elders in the past. They worked for their respect. They earned it, so called, because yeah, it was due to the spiritual times they were in and whatnot. They knew what they were doing. They were deep with their spiritual team. They were in contact with the higher realms and whatnot. Bro, it just goes so deep. But Dr. Bass, based off everything Dr. Mumbi spoke about so far, let the people know what it is.
But yeah, that's a lot. Like white, like the so-called white people, like they will succeed like family-wise and the mundane level. But for like black people, they say don't leave me because of all the things I've done and whatnot. But for white people, they be like, oh, just don't forget what I've done, but you can keep doing whatever you want to do. But for black people, it's like don't leave. So like white people over here using don't forget, but then the black people is over here like saying don't leave me. You know what I'm saying? So like that just goes to show like how the family structures is so different. And like we really have to like go throughout the life and just really like look at people and be like, how brainwashed are they? Like all how like based on what they're putting out into the universe, based on their actions, words, and is it combining with each other? Like we just have to really ask ourselves those type of questions. And then for like family structures, it's definitely collapsing with the system and it really just with just like the 2020 type stuff, like it really just goes shows you like how like brainwashed like your family members are like or like who they really are behind closed doors if you haven't figured that out yet. And then we have to like every make sure like you always choose the new of rather than the new world order on the daily because it's all happening on the daily. So if you keep choosing the new of, guess where you're gonna go to the new of. But then if you like, oh, this day I'm gonna choose the new world order or like whatever, then it just programming your mind to always choose that behind closed doors. And then like we can't focus on trying to awaken like your family members because at this point they're too far gone. Like this on a mundane level is 2023. They should have been awakening back in 2020. So it's like 3 cycles past. At this point, forget about it. It's at this point ain't no saving the Bloodkin. You just have to pretty much worry about yourself at this point.
Ah, yes, indeed, Dr. Bass. Indeed. We already spoke about this before, and it's so amazing, right? We spoke about this so many lives in so many lives. We've spoken about this like from since the very beginning, since you and I have fortunately, thanks to the spiritual brethren and true self and the whole 9 yards, ever since the beginning, my brother, we've been speaking about this. And now Mumbi actually has the video to prove it. And she's giving us different sources that we can go to prove just how absolutely fucked up this whole thing is and why we should not be part of this whole new world order nonsense. I mean, it was never for us to begin with, my brother, which is exactly why for everybody out there who's planning on looking to live off grid, wink wink, nudge nudge. Yeah, all the best on that. Just do your due diligence to research and see what places that you could go to because bro, this whole system is about to shut down and motherfuckers, people in general would just be better off disconnected from this system totally than to have any connection to it whatsoever. But that's honestly a personal decision. I'm just meaning to say, yeah, as we get back to Mumbi, like, bro, I'm telling you, these are some serious times we're in, my brother. Our spiritual growth, our ascension, our transcendence, our moving beyond this realm is more important than everything else.
Yeah, it's like people over here making plans for like the next year and the next cycles and whatnot, but they don't even realize what's really going on in the now. So it's just like, who knows at this point. But
Yeah, indeed, my brother. Just let them, people are just gonna be themselves no matter what. And so, be it low vibrational or high vibrational, let people do what it is they gotta do. Anyway, let's get back to Mumbi, my brother.
Like someone was wrote to me, wrote in the comments, and I totally found it in a. I was even, why would you share this? But anyway, I'll share it now with you because she shared it, and she was like, "Hey, Dr. Mumbi, I was watching your show, and my aunt passed and said, or her older sister or someone was like, oh, you're watching that crazy woman again." To her, I'm crazy because and I'd rather be crazy to someone like that, family, appear crazy to someone like that, because they're totally out of their freaking minds to me. They're totally insane to me. I don't even want my energy mixing with the religious folk of this world. And the sad thing is,
Some
Babylon
dangerous
rewarded
shit right there.
those
Yeah.
who became the best clones. Because you have to recognize, family, that some of your family members are not real Africans. They're clones. They're totally cloned Europeans. They're total Oreos. They totally bow and believe in the Babylon system. They're totally ashamed of their own culture.
We know the struggle, Dr. Bass. We know the
They'll even
struggle.
ask you, oh, why are you wearing your hair natural? Why are you not wearing makeup? Why don't you have nail polish on? Hey, you're looking a bit rough. At least put some lipstick. Those
Fake as
kind of,
shit.
there are clones in families now. Maybe actually that's what I'll talk about. I really hope this made sense because this is such an important message and someone needs to hear it. And sometimes, guys, you guys write me pages of emails. I don't know, my aunt did. I can't. I only read the first paragraph. I have to conserve my energy. So this is a collective
Very
answer to
important for
all
us
of
to
you.
do.
That you have to be in your. Why do you keep? Why do you think I keep talking about being in your own narrative, molding your own narrative, creating your own story, creating your own storyline, family? Because many people don't know what's going on. They're believing what Babylon has told them is going on. But they actually have no idea what the truth is, and they hate the truth. Because Babylon has made those people who are in the matrix hate anyone who is not. It's totally crazy. We're the most hateful people even in the YouTube streets are the so-called Christians. They're the ones who will say, you're going to hell, you're perishing, repent. And yet they totally miss the concept of Christ, of the Christ consciousness. So don't follow your ignorant family members blindly, family. Know what you know for yourself. And if you don't have the strength, because of the many complex family dynamics that you find yourself in, to say no privately. And it's because, there's a young sister who emailed me, and she was talking about how, I think her dad, and sorry for sharing the story, but no one knows your name, but I think it's so important. She's in her early 20s, and her dad helped her find a job, but she had to produce the certificate of the inoculation in order to get the job. And she's done all her research. She's a young adult. She knows the agenda. Her father is in probably his 50s, 60s, has no clue, has been a church elder. I'm just adding flowers because so many people find themselves in this story where the parent is well-meaning, but they have absolutely no idea what is really going on with Babylon and everything. You've seen the movies, you've seen the signs, you've read all that information, so you're way more informed than them. But of course, she was under his roof, I think, and all these things. So she almost has to follow the rules. So then what do? Rules, as I watched something yesterday that said rules were made to be broken. So I advised her to get the certificate without the, you know what I mean? And you keep it moving and you keep that as your secret and no one else needs to know. That's how you have to be wise now. You have to move smartly. Don't provoke those family members because some of them are so toxic, and if they feel that you're in any way against them, then they'll bring it down on you so hard. And they're so narcissistic that they almost want to beat you into submission, mentally beat you into submission. I hope some of you are not getting beaten out there, oh yeah. But they want to mentally beat you into submission. My no is no, my yes is yes. No, we're not in that world anymore, family. Those things will get you killed. Your fear will take you out. So have the courage to do the right thing, even if you have to pretend. Have the courage to do the right thing for you, to save your own life, for real, family. And learn to move in silence and share less. And you don't just instantly start sharing less. You just slowly start sharing less stories. Or as I said in previous episodes, pick a story that you're not as emotionally connected to and make that your story always. So that they don't know the deep things that are happening, your spiritual life, your inner life. But they know a random story that is really not even relevant. Because a lot of people that are heads of their family right now, that are making the major decisions for their families, sometimes their entire bloodlines, are not the most informed. And the narcissistic and psychotic nature of Babylon has made a lot of these people so self-righteous that they don't even question. They blindly obey. But those are stories for other days. Tuko pamoja.
That's it, brother. Woo! Do you see now why I pay so much respect to this sister, my brother? I mean, like, yo, these are the kind of brethren. These are the sisters. These are just the brethren who we should really also be having lives with. Oh man, that would be so freaking awesome with Enoch the Freestyle Prince, with Dr. Mumbi, with Oscar eBay. Oh man, that would be something special, my brother. But yo, bro, regardless, it's more than an honor to be here with you and literally sharing all this good stuff with y'all. Dr. Bass, like, please just let the people know how you feel about Dr. Mumbi's information in this video, in this message, and what it is that people should be doing in order to truly grow based off of this this wealth, this wealth of knowledge.
Oh yeah, just like how she said, like those like Willie clones in the family. So like you really over here thinking, oh yeah, that's the same person like I know years ago. Nah, they got cloned out here in this bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest with you. And then parents, yes, they are well-meaning when it comes to mundane level, when it comes to the third dimensional level, but they're just not aware of what's really going on. So nowadays you just have to move smarter and don't provoke them like how she said, like, so don't argue and don't force them to do anything or think a certain way, because you're just gonna get into an argument, then they're gonna try to control you, and then now it's kind of like at this point, like you don't want to just like drain your energy at this point. So like you have to like pretend nowadays and just move in silence and don't talk to them as much. So just pretty much like hold like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. And bro, this still perfectly ties into everything that we already spoke about. Yeah, in the previous two lives with humanity and whatnot. This culture, this custom, this whole respect my elders and whatnot, especially among niggas, melanated, carbonated families. It's dangerous out here because a lot of motherfuckers, yes, shout out to Dr. Mumbi. They are well meaning, but in reality, they don't know what it is that's really good for you. I mean, these motherfuckers don't even know what the hell is good for them. So how the hell would they even really know what's good for you, another individual? And truth be told, remember what it was, what I spoke about in our previous life, bro, when I mentioned about how Spider-Man was Marvel's accidental ninja and whatnot, and how Spider-Man, even just him alone, would be a problem for many people to deal with. It's because, especially when it comes to the climbing the walls and whatnot, people are so glued to their phones, just like how we spoke about earlier. People have their faces in that damn Facebook nonsense, but they won't actually have their faces down reading an actual book and whatnot. And remember the UFO thing that we were speaking about? A lot of these UFOs, shout out to Bobby Hemmett. Isn't it amazing that a lot of these UFO stories, these abduction stories and whatnot, always happen to so-called white people?
yo, they ain't taking no black people up in there.
I'm like, bro, what really? for real. What the hell is going on? Why is it that it's only white people that are being abducted? Well, it's two sources. Shout out to brother Rashad Jamal for mentioning it. For white people, yeah, so-called white people, y'all should know that your government, so yes, the U.S. government sold y'all out years ago, cycles ago, to the insectoids, a very intelligent but very vicious race of alien entities. Yes, aliens live among us. Heck, motherfuckers, you remember Men in Black, my brother? How we had already mentioned Men in Black. Yeah, a lot of these motherfuckers wearing human suits out here, but it's literally fucking extraterrestrials looking to eat motherfuckers at every chance that they get. Bro, we're literally living the goddamn science fiction movie. And this ain't even science fiction. This is science fact. This is what's going on. And shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning that the UFOs that we see be coming out at night sometimes. Sometimes it look like as if they be coming through portals. Well, we know stars are portals, amongst other things. Like, fuck mundane science and its lies and whatnot. Stars are portals. Portals. Because when they're speaking about, oh, the Anunnaki and all these gods that came from the cosmos and whatnot, they were actually talking about the fact that they came on their ships from these portals, because that's literally where these motherfuckers usually always come, because those stars up there are literally portals that lead you from one dimension into another. And I'll always keep mentioning it. Shout out to Enoch the Freestyle Prince, that brother. Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat franchise and its lore, its story already showed us that Earth is not a planet. It is a realm. And the only way you're going to get up out of this bitch is if you go through a portal. You see how they hide the truth blatantly in entertainment, my brother? Movies, video games, TV shows, cartoons. I mean, Dr. Bass, the information is abundant, but you cast a spell on the people, make them think it's all just entertainment. It's all nothing but a bunch of hoopla. Like, bro, I'm telling you, this shit goes deep.
Yeah, definitely. Like we're just living in a movie right now, to be honest with you. People over here thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm just entertaining watching this movie." Nah, listen, you as an actor, you as a crisis actor or crisis actress playing in your own movie at this point. Because with Men in Black, listen, we just gotta watch out who's who out here in this joint. Because we gotta see the snakes with both eyes with Willie your full stop, but listen, use all of your eyes at this point because people are
Mm-hmm.
still blind to seeing who people truly are. So at this point, you have to use all your eyes. And then people who say like respect your elders, listen, they listen. That's that's just a whole nother.
No, 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 no. That's a whole can of worms we shouldn't even want to get into right now, bro. Because you and I, we know better. We know better. Like, nah, the Bloodkin, if they're not doing anything to benefit their own selves, how in our right minds would we even think that they're gonna do something to help us? I mean, should you not love yourself first?
Why? If they don't even love themselves, then how can you think they're gonna really love and really cherish what you really got going on? So it's just
Exactly. Anyway, bro, the video I sent you with Brother Panic, why you should do the spiritual work. Yeah, let's definitely tap into that one, tune into that one so that we could get what it is that Panic is saying, because this is all stuff that we should be practicing at this point. I need to say, yeah, shout out to all the brethren. I give nothing but love and absolute respect for the brethren who are still out there doing the teachings, doing the work, literally allowing source spirit to speak through them, because hey brother, I'm telling you, at this point it's either you're growing spiritually or you're just dying with the freaking system.
yeah, definitely. Let me share that one.
There we go. Talk that sass, Panic.
I'm talking to y'all. Y'all think y'all got something because y'all saying Hotep, Beloved, Oshun, Alafia, Sea Mars, but y'all still don't know what to do when you die. You're still scared of death. You're still not probing it. You're still not meditating deep enough. You thinking. You're not meditating, but you're coming up with all the answers that you want to hear, which means you're thinking and you're picking what you want to happen. You're not dealing with it as it comes down as reality. You're not dealing with the bad and the good. I deal with the abuse in me, the wrong in me, the arrogant in me, and try to recognize where it comes from and eradicate that human flaw. You must. You must. You are throwing away your humanity. The more you through with it, the more you know what to do with it. But the more you're intrigued, the slap is real. The slap is fake. Nigga, you still in this. And you put yourself, unfortunately, in that fucking circle or that fucking loop constantly. It's time to get off the circle of reincarnation or reincarceration. You got to know the landscape. And to know the landscape, you first start with meditation to start learning how to quiet the mind and get the mind still for as long as you can. You want to start meditating yourself to sleep with an intention, because you bring that intention in the astral world. You use the techniques in the book by Robert Frost, Astral Dynamics. You use those techniques, and what you'll find is he'll teach you exercises, just like in psychomancy. He'll teach you exercises on what to do to get in that astral world and bring your consciousness here, your logic with you as an observer. And once you start knowing the landscape and exercising and becoming conscious in that world talks more to you greater than just the intuition. It starts telling you, first you'll hear voices that speak out of the rhythm of your thinking. You'll be thinking, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna finish this thing, I'm gonna get something to drink, wait for my pizza to come, see what Khadijah's up to, I'm gonna clean up all of this shit. Maybe I'll listen to some music before I go up. I'm gonna look at the top. That's how you think. And even while I'm talking, all of this shit is going on. But then you'll hear, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, doing that. Get a pizza. What was that? In your own head, you'll start hearing that first. It's your subconscious mind trying to break through to tell you what to do in your wake moments. That's the first you'll get of that. And then it'll start to be sentences. Then you'll be able to hear the voices of what you call ancestors or energy signatures. So when I set up my altar, I put everything I could think of on it, sat down with that moment. And the first person I've ever heard just clearly was my boy Dane's mother. She said, oh, you didn't put me up there. And I heard it in her voice. And I had her, that shit they give you at the wake, the cards with the pictures and all of that stuff. But she passed. So I had that card and put it up there. She said, thank you. I said, God damn. Then my aunt came and told me, my aunt came and told me that she was an Orthodox Muslim her entire life. She came and told me, she asked me, she said, can I study with you? She's in the astral world. She said, can I study with you? And this is before I read Gavin and Yvonne Frost's books, which said in the astral world, people will call you and people will come for your study.
Dr. Bass, do you just, oh my goodness, like Brother Panic, man. Like shout out to Bobby Hemmett. He don't do lives and lectures no more, but Bobby has like mountains and mountains of lives and lectures that honestly you could go on SeriousTimesMedia.com and like you could literally look at a treasure trove of Bobby Hemmett lives and lectures and whatnot that he did many years ago, because the reality is Bobby don't need to be doing any lectures and lives anymore because he already put in the work. He did what he had to do. Brother Panic, on the other hand, if I'm not mistaken, he's still around. He's still doing his thing. Dr. Phil Valentine, believe it or not, he's still around and he's still kicking as ever. Like, bro, we got a lot of brethren out there. You got Rod Hayes as well. You got Sister Yafa Bay. You got Brother Tariq Bay. Man, C. Freeman L. He's no longer in this world, but he did his work. Oh man, I'm telling you, my brother, like the brethren are there. Like, hey, bro, just let the people know what it is. In short summary, a synopsis of what Brother Panic just revealed, or rather shared with us, and how they could apply the very same thing to their own experience.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like how you said, like people are just like picking what they want, but not the real stuff. So like they just keep choosing comfort, they keep choosing laziness, they keep choosing the wrong choices, but they really ain't picking the right stuff that will elevate them to the next level. And then like we have this inner voice that always speaks to us, but you have to be quiet enough to hear it because of course, okay, with like the spirit guides and whatnot, like they first they communicate with you through numerology, right? And then once you kind of get a deeper sense of everything like that, then that's when they start to talk to you. But at first, it will be like a whisper. They just like, you know what I'm saying? Like how he said, like, oh, you maybe like one word or whatnot, right? But then as you keep elevating, that's when they can actually like constantly talk to you and have those interactions. So that's why you always, um, that's why if you're like really spiritually in tune, you can just look on the sides of you and just really see them with your first eye, and then you can really have a conversation with them if you're really that tapped in. And then it just really shows you how like important having an altar is. And these people at pastors and whatnot, they got a whole altar and whatnot. Listen, you gotta have your own altar at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like the first thing when you walk into these so-called church buildings and whatnot. Oh, and by the way, who was it? I cannot remember if it was someone on a random YouTube comment section or whatnot. But the word church literally comes from the word Circe or Kirke, which was a patron goddess of magic back in ancient Greece. Do I need to fucking like decode all this stuff for y'all because I read and I watch, I listen to the brethren who I know my true self just recognizes the truth due to past lifetimes, the Akashic records, like, oh goodness gracious, Dr. Bass. Circe, Kirke, the only greater patron goddess of magic in the ancient world was Aset, the mother of Heru, who in and of herself, not just a negress. Kirke, Circe was also a negress, but they both represent the primordial darkness, the Great Mother. Like Dr. Bass, I don't need to continue to prove anything to people. If they know, they know. If they don't know, they got to do their research. And if they don't want to know, remain in your stupidity because stupidity is clinging on to stubborn ignorance and whatnot. Like, I don't got time for that, Dr. Bass. You don't have time for that. We just moving up out of here. Like, just like Buzz Lightyear, to infinity and beyond, my brother, to infinity and beyond.
Yeah, definitely. Like we don't definitely just don't have to prove anything, like nothing to these people because at this point they're beneath you. You know what I'm saying? You over here came from the stars and whatnot. You going back to your astral realms. These yo these these people.
Dr.
Listen.
Baz,
Like,
you see why I just have to laugh instead of cry. Because what's shout out to Mike Maloney on that. Instead of crying, I choose to laugh because this shit is beyond insanity, my brother.
yeah, they over here thinking this is their home and whatnot, which is the third dimension, and you already know you're over here like in a whole different dimension. So of course you're above these people. So at this point you don't have to prove nothing to these people. You just have to be, and that's it. You just have to live and just be. You don't have to do nothing. Do nothing.
You heard what Dr. Mumbi said. We don't have time to mingle our energy with those who don't know any better.
At this
Anyway,
point.
bro, there's a third video. Go ahead.
Uh, oh yeah, at this point, like you don't definitely just don't want to like mess with like anyone who's just like at lower energy. Like yeah, definitely when it comes to like
Nah.
relationships or nothing like that too.
Oh, most definitely, my brother. And like what Mumbi spoke about earlier, yo, we really have to have you mentioned it perfectly, my brother. Honestly, not just the first eye, all of the eyes. All of the eyes gotta open. The two physical eyes gotta open. The first eye gotta open. The crown chakra gotta open. All the other spiritual eyes have to open, my brother, because yo, we gotta be aware of who we are dealing with in this freaking existence, my brother. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. But anyway, the third video I sent to you, Bobby Hemmett, you are greater. Yeah, you are greater. Yeah. Look, yeah, go on that one. It's a short one to begin with, anyway. So yeah, we're gonna just breeze through that one.
Yeah, let me do it again.
Dr. Bass, we already said it was gonna be a good one. Hey, if people can't accept it for what it is, then that's them, eh?
But yeah,
Let Bobby speak, my brother.
That you break it down and you don't understand the concept that you are even greater than all of that which came before. Now the key is that what we're dealing with here is this. When we're talking about understanding chaos, how can you put a name on this? It is that it cannot be named. So therefore, the white boy understands that you get into the cultural argument on the different variations of what you want to call yourself and what you want to be as, and what you want to worship. I only want to study this one discipline. Well, the white boy realized, he said, hell, I ain't coming from none of that. And ain't nothing on the doggone earth I invented. So therefore, I got to jump on all the people in the cultural baggages that separate themselves, arguing over who was first and what was this, and was it this group of black people, was it this group of black people, when you were unnameable and you got 1,000 different names of when you occupied the earth. So by him understanding, by him being an outsider, he studies it all. And that's how the melanin works. Soon as you just say, well, I just only study Egyptian. What the fuck is that? You automatically kill it. I just only study the Moorish thing. I just only study the Islamic thing. You automatically kill, which is melanin. So what it is melanin is a multi-dimensional type of energy. So therefore, the ancients knew that they would show you multi-dimensional types of deities for you to understand that it's not just this one deity. And what I mean by that is, the melanin is one. But just as it is one, it is not just one concept. It has different attributes. So therefore, to understand a multi-deity panel, what you call a pantheon, or you call polytheistic, is the great way the melanin works. To understand the different mythological stories is the way the melanin works. To shut it down and to start worshiping and to start saying, hey, it's all about being humble and being submissive in these particular, what you call organized religions. If you shut it down like that, you don't learn anything and you become stagnant. So therefore, these work better, the melanin work better on the multi-deity principle. You get what I'm talking about? Which means that you gotta put all of it together and you gotta study it all.
Man, bro, I don't think I really need to. I don't think I even really need to say anything right there. Just let the people know what it was that Bobby just broke down right there. Like, I mean, it's amazing to me that the cracker who runs this system, who's finally losing his grip on this system as we're literally living through those times right now. Like the system is collapsed. It's finished, my brother. It's only freaking melanated people in their monkey asses and their dumb asses and their blind asses that are stupidly keeping this system alive when this bitch probably already should have been dead cycles ago, even long before SARS and Ebola and all that stupid shit. But bro, I mean, let the people know what it is, my brother.
yeah, like you, yeah, like I don't even have nothing after that. Like I think you said it all. Like to be honest, like just like people just not even aware of what's really going on, and it's like they just go through the motions and whatnot, but they don't really see like the bigger picture of what's really taking place.
Dr. Bass. Like what Bobby Hemmett said, the more I stop and think about it, and this is based off of my own personal experience, because I could tell you even years, cycles before I woke up, I spiritually awakened. Bro, I don't really hate white people like that. I mean, to say, don't get me wrong, I don't love them. As a matter of fact, like, when it came to humanity, when it comes to humanity, I don't give a shit what nobody says. Like, if any motherfucker had to be wiped out first, like, it would definitely have to be them, because like all the fucking fakery and fuckery that they've caused in this world for the last 500 years alone, like yeah, if they were to be wiped out, like big fucking deal. But when it comes to melanated people, oh, let's not forget all the other people, so-called Indians and what do you call those motherfuckers? So-called Chinese and Japanese and Arabs and all these other humans. Like these motherfuckers all got wiped out. You know what? Shout out to young Pharaoh for mentioning it. Even if they were wiped out, it's not gonna be a big deal. You wanna know why, Dr. Bass? You wanna know why, viewers? It's because melanated people, having adopted all of their hatred for them, they're going to continue to push forward that fucking hatred toward each other. So if you really stop and think about it, even a lot of melanated people right now, and hey, like we already said, my brother, death would not be the worst thing to happen to a lot of these motherfuckers because, bro, a lot of people out here just ain't contributing anything to this realm. A lot of people ain't making this realm better. A lot of people ain't raising the vibrations of this realm. So why should this still be here now? Like I just don't fucking get it. I'm just anyway. Talk about this. Let the people know as well before we get to the next Bobby video. The Great Mother.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like they kind of like just like go throughout like life and like at this point it's I'll rather take a few Caucasian people over these black people. I'm gonna be honest with you at this point because like they just adopted their programming and they adopted all those negative traits that now they're gonna turn on each other because like yes yeah.
Bro, and just so that people know, right? Y'all sensitive ass little bitches out there. When I say all these things, y'all got to comprehend throughout history, it was always only a select few group of people that would always be the torchbearers for their bloodlines and their nations. So, like you and I and many other brethren, my brother, it's always only a few of us melanated people. For so-called white people, it's always only a few white people. When you talk about William Cooper, you're talking about who else? Gerald Massey. You're talking about Helena Blavatsky, and especially when you're Isaac Cappy. Remember Isaac Cappy, the actor who died literally during the COVID period. The man literally exposed people like Tom Hanks and all these bitches for being major pedophiles in the Hollywood arena. Oh, Isaac Cappy, he dies of so-called suicide. Suicide their fucking ass. They literally killed the man and they want to come with all this bullshit. So you literally have some so-called white people out here literally coming out and exposing the truth and whatnot. But then and Dr. Shiva, ooh, shout out to Dr. Shiva out there in Massachusetts. Shout out to Massachusetts indeed. Shout out to y'all indeed. Dr. Shiva out here literally letting people know that viruses don't even fucking kill people. Viruses and bacteria, these are all literally part of the ecosystem. Humanity, on the other hand, is part of the ego system. Shout out to Ralph Smart on that one. Like, oh boy, it runs so deep, right, my brother? It runs so damn deep. But anyway, Dr. Bass, any words before we go to Bobby's video that I shared with you there, the Great Mother?
Oh yeah, definitely. It just like goes deep and like really with like all this information and knowledge, you just really have to like really sit with yourself and really see how it kind of relates to your life, and you can't just say like, oh yeah, this doesn't pertain to me or this doesn't matter and whatnot, but at this point it
And we were
does.
all over in this freaking realm, and we were all over all the cultures, all of the spiritual systems and whatnot. It was created by us. That's because we did everything we could to ensure that we stayed connected to the spiritual realms. But hey, let Bobby show you again right there on that video, my brother, the Great Mother. Like how that rhymed. Lol.
You had the ancient draconian or Typhonian tradition. This was before Egypt came into being. What happened was you had several other
Sisters,
religions.
keep your all ears
the
peeled and
Aryan
open.
religion. They came out of that. As they came out of that, you had the ancient draconians that were still worshiping the mother and the son. The mother being the triple blackness of space that has the
Bingo.
sun out of her south gate, the vagina. You see what I'm saying? Which is the first star in heaven, Sirius, which is the God that you know of. But God, the ancient word for God is El. And the word El also means God, but it means son. So the God that you worship up there is the son. That's the God. Yes, that's your father, but he's the son to the mother. The triple blackness of space. So you had a group of people that was worshiping the dragon and the dog. The dragon means the great mother Typhon. Her dog is the dog star that comes out of her south gate, his vagina. Now, you had the ancient people that was worshiping Soot Typhon. Soot, which means the star system Sirius, and Typhon means the triple blackness of space in the constellation of Draco, that you get the word draconian come from. Y'all with me? Now, you had the Osirians and the Amens, the Amonans, or what you would call the people that worship Amen. They came up and basically their religion was one of the same. But instead of the great mother, they made a masculine principle of the great mother. You see what I'm saying? And then they still had the son, but the great mother becomes masculine. So now, you had a group of people that was still ancient and they was worshiping the great mother. As a result, you had the Osirians and the Amons turned on them, and as a result, they started writing in their mythology that those particular people were the devils. You see what I'm saying? Because they worshiped the mother. They became the devil. And everything in the feminine principle on down in the lineage up to now has been evil. Even in your damn Bible, which is one of the most sexist documents on the planet that is forced, that is made the sexism the way it is. A lot of brothers document them, a lot of brothers document them not trusting women and women is evil based on the fucking Eve story, which is the most
Pause it
horrible
right there,
story in the world.
Pause it right there, quick, brother. You see that? You heard that, right, Dr. Bass? You heard that there, right? A lot of the fucking subconscious, unnecessary hatred toward the sisters. When in reality, we, based off of what Bobby himself showed, and honestly, even read the Bible. The Bible is one of the most sexist fucking documents on this realm, my brother. Never before. I haven't read the Quran, so I would literally need some Muslim brethren to like break it down exactly what it is that the Quran be saying. But probably we should just be doing our own research, because yeah, to do your own research is always better. But bro, never before have I read a book that looks down on a particular group of people, i.e., women, so much like the Bible. And you have women out here literally preaching the Bible as if the Bible really cares about them and it wants them to elevate. No, sisters, because if the Bible wanted you to elevate, you would be back on your throne. The black man, so-called, would be back on his throne, and y'all would have already been ruling this, as you already had that cosmic divine purpose to fulfill here in this realm. But no, all of that was nothing. Shout out to Dr. Mumbi. All of that was nothing more than a military operation. These religions, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, nothing but military tools. Old MK Ultra programs before modern day MK Ultra, in order to fucking keep the consciousness of our people so low, vibing so low. Like, honestly, my brother, if the sisters knew just how much that the Bible itself is geared to attack them, and the reason is made clear, it's because of the great feminine principle. There's a reason why we spoke about it earlier. Bobby Hemmett already mentions it in other of his lectures, how the great feminine is talked down upon, called the great whore. And yes, that's literally a part of women's nature. I mean, men are allowed to be sluts, literally out here fucking women, any and every woman that they could stick their dick into, but women are not allowed to have sex the way. Anyway, you get what it is I'm saying, my brother. Let the people know what it is before we get back to Bobby, bro.
Oh yeah, like they keep preaching like stuff that doesn't solve them. They've been disrespected so long that they just will worship those who disrespect them. So that's why all these women love gangsters and trappers and whatnot, instead of like the white guy who they need, but not just what they want, because they've been so used to like abuse in all forms and all type of contexts, that they keep choosing that abusive relationships constantly because they're being controlled.
Dr. Bass, honestly, you're on a roll, my brother. You're on a roll. And the fact that within your current incarnation, that you literally more knowledgeable than a bunch of freaking 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds out here, bro, it really shows that the old generation, and What was it that we spoke about already, my brother? The older generation. I can't remember what it was that you said, my
Oh
brother.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So like the older generation over here calling the cab and whatnot, thinking they're gonna be picked up by the cab because they called the cab, so they assume it's gonna come. But for the newer generation, they be like, "Oh, hey, I'm not waiting for this. Let me learn how to teleport. Let me learn how to go into different portals and whatnot, so I can use them and fly and whatnot." So it's like really just a mindset between the two.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. And I'm not shitting on the older generation for anything. I respect them. I love them. And I thank them for every good thing that they did for us. But, bro, when it comes to the spiritual aspect, we got to do it on our own. Straight up. Straight up. Your own salvation is yours, which is why the Kamites and all of the ancient niggas out there, all the great spiritual masters and teachers tell us to know ourselves, because ain't nobody gonna ever want good for you as you should want good for your own damn self. Literally, we should be teleporting, we should be flying, we should be using telekinesis, we should be using super strength, we should be using cosmic awareness and the whole 9 yards, because that's who these comic book superheroes are based upon anyway. Dr. Bass, yo, keep elevating, my brother. Let's continue with Bobby.
You see, and like I said before, Eve with the bone in ancient Hebrew lore means Rabboni. And Rabboni means master, so Eve means master. Master of Adam. You see what I'm saying? Master of Adam. Adam also is El, and Adam means son. And the mother has the son. Who is the master mason? This is the temple of God, Solomon's temple. Solomon is, oh yeah, I am black and comely. Solomon's temple this is Solomon's temple. The temple of God is your body. Right? Now, who is the master builder? The woman, because she has the baby. So ain't no fucking thing right as a man being the master mason. Now unless he can have a baby, he's no master mason. There's only one master mason, and that's the woman. That's the real deal mystery school. See what I'm saying? The real master, who is the master mason? The master mason is the one who builds Solomon's temple. You know, masonry, you build a temple with bricks and mortar, whatever. And the temple is symbolic to your body. Who's the one who can build a temple? I can't build no temple. It's who's the master mason. The black woman is the master mason. That's why she didn't have to go into damn masonry. She was the master mason. She builds the autonomy of the body of God. The autonomy of the body of God. She builds the temple. She builds the tree of life in the Holy Kabbalah. She has it. You see what I'm saying? Now when you get into the Holy Kabbalah, they don't show you this. You see the tree of life. Anybody else seen the tree of life? Raise your hand. Tree of life is these different spheres on this tree. I'll show you a picture to let you know what I'm talking about. This is the Waite Holy Kabbalah. This is the tree of life. But if you can see, you see a man right there. But each one of these is the spirits of the man. What they don't show you is there's a certain spheres over the tree of life. It's called Ain Sar, which means the black woman. And she has the whole damn tree. But they cut that out and don't show you that. You see what I'm saying? The tree of life, see, means this is God supposed to be right here. She has God. The master mason is the black woman. What happened was, you had the ancient draconian...
Man, Dr. Bass, man, oh man, oh man, let me tell y'all something, yo, shout out to Rob from Comics Explained and whatnot. Oh man, Dr. Bass, I tell you, the black woman, so-called, the negress, the sisters, they are the master masons. They don't need to get into masonry because they literally be building bodies out here like it's nothing. Bro, even the damn Bible itself says that the temple, the body is the temple of God. So watch how you treat it. What was it that we spoke about earlier? The body of the temple of God. Oh yeah, the kingdom of God is within you. So wait, if the kingdom of God is within you and the temple and the body is the temple of God, that means, holy shit, I should be taking care of myself. What the fuck? That means the melanated woman is the cosmos manifest in human form. So what kind of crap these Christians out here sniffing, looking for a God outside that they think is gonna fucking save them? And bro, we spoke about it before. Even if Krishna, even if Asar, even if Heru, even if Aset, even if Sut, even if all these symbolic measures of our own energies that dwell within us, because that's all the Bible is, an alchemical book that is literally explaining the inner workings of the inner energies within you. Even if these entities were real entities that existed as actual beings in history. Bro, we already spoke about it before. They're not coming back for none of these Christians out here because they're too fucked in their minds for them to even take them back to fuck up their kingdoms. I mean, hey, if you know, right? But Dr. Bass, let the people know what it was based off of the Great Mother, the melanated woman being God. But hey, you know what, my brother? It's woman in general because white women, so called, were never given the opportunity to truly express who they are because of patriarchy. Indian women, they're not given the chance to express who they are because of their culture. And you got all these other so-called races, Arab women. Oh boy, patriarchy really be fucking these women up. Whereas the melanated woman already experienced cycles and generations and cycles and thousands of cycles to millions of cycles of literally being the reason why civilization was even created in this motherfucker. Dr. Bass, let the people know was what.
Oh yeah, so like since this realm is like driven by women because it's more feminine, all these men don't want them to step into their power and overtake them. You already see like how like men get insecure and like when the woman makes more money than them or like they get so insecure when they
Petty little
have
stuff.
yeah or they have like they're like the boss of them, you know what I'm saying? So they just don't want them to take control of them. But like let alone like the women have all the power and because it's their whim. But yeah, it just goes to show like how far they disrespected women in all cultures and all forms just so them won't gain the confidence and step into the power because they think, oh yeah, we want to have control, we want the power and whatnot as men. But because for men, it's all about currency, power, and for most men, it's all about currency, power, and control and whatnot. So it's like you think if they have a hard time giving up their power and all that type of stuff to another man, just imagine what it would do to their mental if they have to do that to a woman. Give that up to a woman. So it just really goes to show it goes deep.
Dr. Bass, I don't know what spiritual rum you be drinking, my brother, but yo, you on a roll, my brother. Yo, give me a sip of that. Because bro, I'm telling you, yo, but here's the but here's the thing, my brother. Us melanated men never had that problem because we always let the black woman, the melanated woman, rule and dominate and reign in her power for thousands of cycles. And you still have cultures where she's still doing it to this day. But because of the patriarchal takeover, they're just not manifesting it as they should. But I'm telling you one thing, my brother. If women, starting with the melanated woman, were to truly rise back up to their power and take this realm back, destroy patriarchy, because that's what this system is, a parasitic vampire. That's really all it is. If they were to tap back into their true power, oh my goodness, yo, do you know what heaven on earth would literally look like? Like, bro, if any of the ancient civilizations that were created by women for women, and all of the spiritual practices that were created by women for women, yeah, tantric yoga and all that stuff, that was originally created by women for women. It's when men started to come around, the women taught them that. And what do many of these men do many generations later? Oh, treat the women like tramps, like nothing but useless bitches, like doormats, rag, nothing important. When the women are the ones who can literally put an end to this piece of shit, but the men ought to get off of their goddamn high horse and literally come together with the women to literally make this shit happen. But shout out to Brother Panic. If you as an individual can't see who you truly are, then how the hell do you think you're possibly going to get together to make something happen as a collective? It just can't happen like that. You have to be for self. You have to be for self. And bro, honestly, I think I'm gonna stop it right there because the other video that I shared, don't worry, we're gonna definitely get back on it on the next live. That ends our three parter of detaching from humanity. Like honestly, this thing called humanity, like I said, it's lovely, it's an interesting thing, but it's very flawed, it's very limited, and it's just downright stupid. Dr. Bass, I thank you so very much for this opportunity once more, my brother. I thank the spiritual brethren, true self. Bro, let the people know what projects you got going on. Like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Just let them know what's going on with you, my brother, as we end this one.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to say like for the black men, like they like they respect the black woman, but then they got programmed and now they have like toxic masculinity and whatnot. So it's like they just following all these other men's rules instead of like their own true rules because they just give up their
Rap
power.
music, trap music, and all that stupid shit.
Yeah, they just give up their power and then they don't even like leadership roles. So like they just give up power to something else. So it really just goes deep, to be honest with you.
Dr. Bass, I'm telling you, right? And think about the Gnostic mythology. Who was it that gave birth to Yaldabaoth, the Gnostic demiurge? Sophia. Sophia being Greek for wisdom, which is a feminine principle. Woman is the original scholar. Woman is the original teacher. The cosmic awareness is within her. But when you got these religions out here fucking up her mind, it's literally just going to keep this realm at a low vibration because these toxic masculine inorganic entities are banking on the woman, particularly the melanated woman, and all the women to not tap into their true feminine power in order to take this realm back. But guess what? The system is already collapsing. We are literally seeing it and witnessing it right before our very eyes, my brother. Tap yourself on the back, tap yourself on the shoulder, give yourselves one very big hug. And no, leave Barney out of the equation. But I mean to say, bro, the system is finally collapsing. And this is why we should stay as far away from it as possible. You can do yourself no greater favor by waking up every morning and before you go to bed every night. Yo, I am not my thoughts and feelings. I am not my experiences. That's right. We experience in order to become wiser, but we're not even our experiences. We are not these physical bodies and we are not these thoughts. This was a revelation I had yesterday, my brother, when I was just like lying on the bed and just like literally just resting. I'm like, wait a minute. Holy shit. I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings or emotions. I am not even my experiences. I'm not this physical body. I am the multidimensional being that's literally just having a piece of shit video game experience. Woohoo! Bro, do you know what a very liberating gnosis that is? Like, Dr. Bass, yo, I give it back to you, my brother. Let's end this bitch.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like a liberation feeling once you kind of like release that control, release that trying to be perfect and everything like that, and just come to a realization like, hey, this is just like a movie, this is just like a video game, this is just an experience that we have to go through, and plus we're not even really our true selves, so like we don't have to really try to be so perfect because at the end of the day, if we was really our true selves right now in this very moment, best believe we be out of this motherfucker. We will be flying out this joint and whatnot. So at this point, since we can't do that right now, you just not your true selves yet. So you don't be too hard on yourself. And about that Barney, yeah, listen, Barney is a whole nother topic because he be doing some Barney Blues
Bro, we
Clues.
probably gonna speak
That's
about it
on
in the
over.
next live. I think the next live is going to be based off of sex, tantra, and all these things that our ancestors had already left behind. Because shout out to Bobby Hemmett, sex is one of the final frontiers of which we could truly experience true cosmic, high energy, high dimensional, high frequency realms of experience. You know what it is I'm saying, my brother? Like, I'm even at a loss of words for it. It's just so damn deep. When you're talking about Barney and you're talking about all these freaking pedophiles, these government officials, these freaking churches, these damn Catholic priests and all these bullshit motherfuckers. When you're talking about the Clintons, you're talking about the Obamas, you're talking about the Bidens. Wasn't there a freaking incident that happened not long ago where with a bunch of Ukraine hoes and Hunter Biden with this laptop and Hillary and bro, I'm not even a freaking American and I know this shit. Like, goodness gracious, fuck them. The charade is over. The jig is up. Their show sucks. It's 1 out of 10 stars. The show sucks. Get these bitches off the stage. Fuck them. Dr. Bass, any last words?
Oh yeah, like definitely. Like I think you put it all in, like wrapped it up in a gift box and send these motherfuckers out this joint. You
Fuck
sent them away.
them. But fuck them. Their system is done. Just like that bitch Trudeau up in Canada as well. Fuck him. Just like these motherfuckers up in the Netherlands and in Europe. Fuck them. These motherfuckers are done. Hey, white people, just remember, you got entities out here that would more than willingly have you at the dinner table. And no, not as a guest, but as the main course. So, yeah, Dr. Bass, thank you so very much, my brother. Any last words for the people?
Oh yeah, and when you talk about they having them as a meal, like listen, that's a whole nother topic what they doing with kids because they people over here thinking they eating fast food and whatnot. Listen, best believe you eating something else. I gotta tell you that.
Brother, yo, that's probably for the next live and whatnot. But thank you so very much, Dr. Bass. Dr. Bass, the last Bobby video that yeah, we gonna get on it the next time. But yeah, that's our 3-part live series. Detach and detox from humanity or something like that. I can't even remember the title. Bro,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
very grateful to Spirit and whatnot. Hey, Dr. Bass, thank you so much, my brother. Y'all have a good one. People, peace.
oh yeah.